Welcome back to the vlog, everybody. It is a beautiful day here in Oregon, and we are here at the happiest place on earth, the Emporium of Oddities and Miscellaneous Things, because today is an unboxing and build day of our new Xtrusion Ovrlnd bed rack. I'd like to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's vlog, Xtrusion Ovrlnd. In my quest to build the best possible pre-lander I can make and upgrade my Overland setup, I've teamed up with Xtrusion Ovrlnd to put their truly modular bed rack system to use. Using lightweight but strong extruded aluminum, their design is innovative and DIY friendly. And as you know, I'm a huge fan of DIY activity on this vlog. As an example of that, let's say you wanted to do something more custom with the rack and had a really particular fit. You can easily cut the bars with a miter saw and then re-tap threads into them for a truly custom fit. Xtrusion Ovrlnd also has an expanding list of CNC'd machine parts and accessories such as molly plates, high lift mounts, bike mounts, roof racks, bed storage systems, and dynamic load-capable swivel joints. Try saying that 3 times fast. They are a very innovative company, and they are very helpful in fulfilling client needs. In my example, they helped me with a solution on how I'm gonna fit a tent to clear my KCM rack. So if you like a robust modular design rack, check them out in the link in the description below, and don't forget to use the discount code, The Whaling. Now, let's get back to that rack build. And we're back, and we are here with some boxes from Xtrusion Ovrlnd, where my rack is currently. So, how about a little unboxing?
So, 2 boxes, parts number 1 and 2, and then over here, we just got this in yesterday, mounting brackets to mount to the new bed rack. Starting with box number 1, these are real heavy. Let's see what we've got. Gimme, gimme. This appears to be a whole entire brick of extrusion pieces. Careful cutting these so you don't scratch them. Pretty standard, very heavy grade extruded aluminum. Let's see what's in the other box. Guess what, kids? More extruded aluminum. All right. This is a lot of extruded aluminum. So these are pretty beefy ones. As you can see, that's much bigger than even the larger size here. So these are a nice big double. And then 4 smaller ones that are probably our uprights. Here we go. Now to find the hardware kit. All right, let's see what's in here. Just remember, kids, safety third. Okay, so now we've got all of our corner bracket hardware for bolting everything together. Quite a few packages of these. Hardware, lots of hardware, even more hardware. Now these are probably the very fancy brackets designed to mount.
Those are handles.
Oh yeah, so they're handles. Like I said, they're very fancy handles. Everything's packaged incredibly well. Like, everything's wrapped well. So, very cool bracketry. All well done. Ready to be bolted together. But wait, there's more. we get an incredibly cool patch and sticker.
Those are the support brackets to reinforce the corners.
Yeah. And check out that work. All laser cut, nice powder coating. Says extrusion. And 4 of those guys. So
now we get to building.
Yay, assembly!
We have laid out everything in a two-dimensional fashion so we can see what the rack base level looks like. One note, shout out to Alan from Xtrusion Ovrlnd for taking me seriously when I say I want a tough rack that I can rally in the Mojave with. He sent me a whole stack of extra extrusion pieces here to use at our leisure. So, yeah, that's cool. Mr. Nicholas, any other thoughts?
So normally with an extrusion rack like this, you have your one base bar that runs along the side of your bed, which would be one of these. Now, Alan decided that, that wasn't good enough, and because he knows how hard we drive this thing, we have 2 of those now. We have included extra bracket plates. Everything is powder coated, and it's all aluminum, beautifully well built. Like, I'm incredibly impressed with the quality of the hardware on this thing. Rust proof because it's aluminum, lightweight, and wow, he seriously took us at face value when we said we're gonna abuse your rack.
Meanwhile, while smoke is pouring out of Nick's ears as he begins to plot how he's going to start constructing this, I'd like to point out that you will not get paper instructions likely in your shipment, but you can go to extrusionoverlands.com, and under your particular vehicle build out, there should be a downloadable PDF of build instructions here for you.
Which is very good. The build instructions are very thorough, and they go from the base model all the way up to this level of absurdity. Little thread locker goes a long way. But it keeps stuff from rattling apart. First corner going together. One recommendation to you folks at home, leave this stuff a little loose till you get the frame kind of together, because if you have to make any minor adjustments, like I just did with this, having to loosen everything back up again sucks.
And true to form, I'm just hanging out here with a camera, and Nick is building everything. Thanks, Nick. Now, I do help Nick. I hand him Loctite, and I hand him screwdrivers, and I record him building my stuff. Yeah, that's a good arrangement, right?
In the words of Dr. Zoidberg, I'm helping!
Extrusion. Yeah, it looks
again,
pretty good.
just really well-built pieces. Somebody spent their time, somebody did it right. Cap in here, and we'll almost have one side done, which, not a bad thing.
Now I'm actually helping Nick by holding something, but I'm still managing to record as well. This is me being useful, holding this in place right now. Yes, I'm building a rack.
Here we have the 2 different types of brackets that slide into the extruded rail. This one, big beefy guys. These are what we're using for all the frame points, like the side bracing and everything else. You end up with a smaller number of these, so you want to make sure to use them for the really hard structure points, like the reinforced plates and the long lateral bars up on the top. These smaller ones here, and you can see the best way to see the size difference right there, are plenty strong, but we're going to use these for things like the sidebars for mounting accessories, the handles, every other accessory you want to put on, maybe a bottle opener, who knows. They both fit in the tracks exactly the same way, but for the really big heavy frame stuff, make sure to set aside these beefy guys, because these guys are great, but that will never come undone. And that, folks, is a corner assembled.
What was once a pile of parts on the floor a couple hours ago is now coming together as an Overland rack. Finally, Mr. Nicholas, how is the build going?
At this point, it's really starting to pick up, and we're really starting to get a lot of assembly done. So we're pretty much there. So at this point, we're just doing a temporary install of the mounting feet. Because we're using the ReTrax, they come with these super cool brackets that you just bolt directly down, and you use the same kind of T-sliders to mount it into the ReTrax. So for now, we're just putting these puppies on to get a height measurement for the awesome people over at Xtrusion, so that we can get the extension panel for our new rooftop tent. Hey, look, Brad's actually working for once.
Hey. All right, all right. Actually, it's true. You're right.
Clear. Don't dent the hood. I gotta get that customer car back someday. All right. Set it down, right like this. Oh, we need to go 180.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Oh, I can get...
Okay. And we want it behind the truck. Can you grab that side over this side?
More towards me, just a touch. Because I'm in the rail. There we go. So we have the rack on the truck at the moment as a test fit for now. We can't mount it for sure today because there's a few things left to do to mount the tent on the truck that we need the rack off the truck for to do that. But what we can do is talk a little bit about this setup and what we envision for it going forward, and why I chose the Xtrusion Ovrland's rack as that platform for this new tent. If you have a keen eye, you'll notice that the rack is much taller than my old rack for Overland on this truck, and the reason for that is because of the tent we're going to put on it. I went with the SkyCamp 2.0 from iCamper, and I'm not talking about their SkyCamp Mini that would be the logical choice for someone with a short bed truck. No, I went with the SkyCamp 2.0, like the penthouse of rooftop tents. So in order to do that, we had to make sure we had the height to clear the roof of the truck, because otherwise this particular tent would like be hanging off the bed of the truck by like 14 inches or more. Furthermore, because I have the M rack on top of the truck itself, it adds a further complication, because most of these racks, like this one, are for like a 23-inch design at their highest, which is supposed to be cab height. Now, with the M rack on, that adds another problem, right? But that's where Xtrusion Ovrlnd kind of went above and beyond, which I'm super grateful for, is they helped us devise the plan for how we're going to mount this tent with the M rack on their rack, and that's utilizing these extra pieces of extruded aluminum. So it's going to take some extra work to get those all figured out and then get that tent mounted to it, but this is our solution for mounting that tent to this truck. We're also going to make sure that there's enough room in between rack and tent for bed flex if the cab and the bed are moving off from each other on the trail at high speeds, because that might happen. And we're also going to move these cases for recovery gear up to fit. So we should have a seamless look on the roof from cases to rooftop tent to Nick on the tailgate. Now let's talk about how this rack mounts to the truck. So if you recall before, my old setup, the rack had a bracketry system that would go under the tonneau cover and either clamp in, or eventually we bolted it into the side rails of the truck. And there was this bracketry that stuck out, and it had some structural integrity issues that we had in question. So in order to off-road heavily with it, we added a spring system that we custom built and designed ourselves to give it that extra support that we thought it needed. Well, now that's all gone because this particular rack from Xtrusion Ovrlnd has the ability to bolt directly into the tonneau cover, which is the ReTrax Pro XR cover with the T-slot rail in it. And I'm really looking forward to this version of it because I wish that was available for me when I started this endeavor, because this is a much more streamlined, simple solution. And I have high expectations for it, so we're really going to put it to the test and really see if it can hold up to trail abuse. And we've reached the end of the vlog today. Stay tuned for a future vlog where we'll put the actual tent on this truck as well. Until then, I want to thank our sponsor, Xtrusion Ovrlnd. This rack looks awesome on the truck, and I am super excited to put it to the test off-road. You can check them out in the link in the description below. If you like this content, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.